Hello, everybody. This is Miss Nancy at the Clearview Library District, and I am here for Clearview Homeschoolers Academy. This is a once-a-month program. It's on the third Tuesday of every month at 1 o'clock. Make sure you're always here to pick up your kit anytime the week before, but also remember that you can watch this anytime you want to after the original posting. So, you can watch it for a week or however long later you can. So it's okay if you don't get everything picked up on time. Um, Adults, remember to register your kids, one kit for each child, so that we're sure everybody gets what they need. Okay, we are going to be meteorologists today, and meteorologists are people that study the weather. Okay, and we're going to do a little bit of studying the weather, but mostly we're going to have some fun crafts and experiments that have to do with weather. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to show you everything that's in your kit because there was a lot of different stuff in this kit. So first thing you want to make sure you have is your packet that tells you everything you're going to do. Now, I kind of have my stuff on my desk in little piles so that I have everything together for each of the 3 experiments. So for the first one, you have a clear cup. You have pieces of crepe paper, which I have torn into little squares. Okay, and you're going to want to do that too, so that you have a whole bunch of these little pieces, both the yellow and the blue. You're going to want the cotton balls for this one. You're going to want the little candle. Okay, now at home, you need to make sure that you have a paintbrush, okay, and a black Sharpie. Okay, now, one more thing you have to have at home. The directions say clear glue. I'm actually using Mod Podge, but you can use Elmer's glue, you can use school glue, anything that dries clear will be fine. Okay, so that's one of the experiments. That's our lightning experiment. Now, another experiment you are going to do has a little cup like this that has a little blob of blue food coloring or watercolor paint in the bottom, okay? And I don't think there's any way to hold this so you can see it, but I have added some water, just a little tiny bit up to about there, so that that paint can dissolve, so I have a little bit more. The jar with the lid you're going to use for this experiment, this is your rain experiment, okay? Or shower. I have put water up to about here, okay? And then you have a big, huge thing of shaving cream. You won't use very much, but you might want to make some, you could make some paint with this. You can mix it half and half with Elmer's glue and put paint in it and paint with it. It makes a really nice puffy paint, or lots of different things. You can look up what you can do with extra shaving cream. Okay, so that is your rain experiment. Then we have a snow experiment. Now, in the snow experiment, you have a baggie of borax, and this stuff is a really, really strong laundry cleaner. It's very safe, but some people, if you have really, really sensitive hands, it might bother you a little bit, so be a little careful. Don't let the baby near it. Don't let it end up all over the floor. Be a little careful. Okay, you have 6 pipe cleaners. There's 3 of mine. You have 2 straws. You have a little piece of yarn that's, I think, white that you can use for this experiment. And you will need a pair of scissors and a ruler. Okay, that is your snowflake. Okay, let's get started. I think in your packet it shows that we will talk about snow. Okay, and I always want you to take a little bit of time before the experiment to think about what we're doing and then to write down what you already know about snow. So I want you to make sure you write down 4 things that you already know about snow. Okay, and then we will do the craft. Okay, so the pipe cleaners, oops, I guess I should talk about the other part. I am not going to do the borax part. The instructions are really clear. You want some kind of a container, actually kind of about the size of your plastic cup, but glass is better. And you're going to put 2 cups of really hot boiling water in it, and then you're going to put your borax in it, okay? And stir it up, let it get mixed really good. That is going to make your snowflakes, okay? Then you're going to take your pipe cleaners, okay? And you're going to cut them into 3-inch pieces, okay? And pieces. Okay, so I've already cut mine. You're going to take the 3-inch pieces, put them all together, make sure they're all the same length, and you're going to twist them in the middle so that they stick together. And then make sure you pull all those little arms out so they're all kind of even. Okay, so it'll look like that. Okay, that was pretty easy. Then you're going to take this 2-inch. When I only made 3 of those, you'll need 6. And you go like this and make little arms off each arm. And I did that by laying it here and then twisting the main piece back. Okay, and then twisting my arms up. Okay, you're going to do that with each of the arms. Okay. Now, when you get all 6 of the arms done, you're going to take your yarn and just tie a little knot around one of these arms so that you have a string to hang it with. And then you're going to take one of your straws and tie that string around it so it'll hang from the straw. And then you're going to just let them hang in the borax solution. Now you can see that this cup actually isn't quite big enough because my snowflake's a little bit bigger, but make sure that your container is wide enough for snowflakes to fit inside and deep enough that the water comes above the snowflakes, and then you'll just hang them inside. You have to leave them for at least a whole day. So I want you to send me pictures when you're done of a snowflake because that would be really cool to see. Okay, so those are the snowflakes. After this borax solution for more than a day, then you can take it out and put it on a piece of paper towel and let it dry, and then you can just hang it up somewhere. Okay, you probably will want to replace the piece of string with a nice clean piece of string because there will probably be crystals growing on it too. Okay, so that is your snow experiment. Okay, now remember that when you're done with each of these experiments or crafts, I want you to go into your packet again, and I want you to look up some new facts about snow. And I'll show you at the end of the packet where you can go to look to find some more information. Okay? Okay, that's the snow one. Okay, now the next one is rain in a jar, and I think this one will be my favorite. So I have my blue paint. I'm going to get a paintbrush and just stir this a little bit so that I can drop drops of it off my paintbrush. Okay, see how that will work? Now I'm afraid this experiment called for little squeezers like you would have a pipette or something, but we just didn't have those in the library, so I'm sorry I wasn't able to get those for you. Okay, we have a, turn this a little bit. Okay, so we have here our water in a cup, and we're going to make a cloud on top of it. So I hope that this really works. There we go, we took the lid off, and I'm going to squeeze shaving cream. Ooh, look at that. I love shaving cream. Okay, so now I have a cloud on top of the water. Now the water here is our atmosphere, and this is the cloud. And we are going to add the rain. So I'm just going to take this, drops. Try to do some so you can see them. Now, if you could see this from my, oh, you can see it from your side. You can see that this is starting to soak through, but it looks to me like it's going to take a lot more. Now, do you know what makes clouds lose the moisture? Because it's the same thing that happens here. They get too heavy to be able to hold on to that moisture, and they start letting it go. So we're going to see how much water has to be in this cloud before it actually starts to rain. Okay? And it's not happening yet, is it? I'm kind of anxious to see it go through. I think we have a little bit going. See the rain starting underneath now? Okay, so it took a lot of moisture in this cloud for it to start raining, didn't it? Okay, and this is when you can a couple times because you have plenty of supplies for it. Okay, so that is cloud and rain. Okay, now I have a little bit of the food coloring, there we go, on the table. We don't want to do that. Please be careful with the blue too, so that you don't get that on a table where it'll stain. Okay, now again, you should have written some things you know about rain right here. And then after you do the experiment, you can write down things after you do some research that you learn about rain. Okay? Now, the last one is my favorite of all of them. And this is more of a craft, but I think it's super cute. Going to get your big cup, and you're going to draw some lightning strikes on it. So I'm going to just take my Sharpie and draw. I hope that you have a thicker Sharpie because mine isn't very thick. But I'm going to draw some jagged lightning strikes. And I'm going to make a couple of them, maybe 3. Let me try to make mine darker and I'll show you. Maybe 3. Let me try to make mine darker and I'll show you. Okay, can you kind of see that? Okay, so you're going to go ahead and draw 3 lightning strikes. I'll go ahead and get mine done too. Now when I show you how to do this, do the whole thing because you don't want to sit here and wait and watch me paint or glue paper inside, but you'll get the idea and that's the main thing. Okay, so I have 3 strikes of lightning. Now, I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and it's the same with you and your glue. Here we go again. I'll try to see the table a little better. And I'm going to actually pour a little bit inside. Okay, now I'll show you how much I poured. If you're using glue, you just squeeze some in it. And I'm going to let it run around the sides a little bit first. And then if I need to, I can use a paintbrush to spread it around some more. And it kind of looks like I might need to use a paintbrush, doesn't it? Okay, so grab that paintbrush and just spread this around. Okay, see how I'm doing that? Now remember that this is going to dry clear, which is what is going to make this look so cool. So don't worry if it doesn't look great right yet. Okay. Okay, so I think I have my glue all the way around the inside, okay? And I just set that down somewhere. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take the little pieces of crepe paper and I'm going to put them on the back side of the areas that have my zigzags, okay? So I'm just going to sit them inside and cover up all the zigzags, all the lightning bolts, okay? Now, this gets pretty messy and that's totally okay. Don't worry about it. You might have a lot of glue on your hands, but that's okay. You might have a lot of crepe paper stuck to your hands too if you're like me, okay? And you might want to use that paintbrush also if you need to help you stick it in. Okay, just a minute and I'll show you. Okay, so you can see inside I've got the yellow all the way down that one lightning bolt. Okay, and I'm just going to keep sticking some more, just to make sure we got it all covered. And then I'll just go on and do another one. Okay, can you see that? Okay, please plan on being pretty messy here because I'm real messy. Okay. Okay, now I'm not going to keep doing that because you guys will get bored to death watching me. But when you get done with the 3 lightning bolts, make sure you look inside and make sure that they're covered really well. You can get more than 1 layer on too, it doesn't matter. Okay, but just make sure you have plenty of the yellow inside. And then you're just going to start putting blue all the other places. Okay, so you can see how I'm doing that. Okay, now I'm just going to stop because you can see this will take you a little bit of time. And you might want to use the paintbrush, maybe wash it up and use it, or a pencil maybe to push these into place inside. You could actually use the other side of your paintbrush, okay? And just get that whole thing covered. You want to make sure you do the bottom and all of the sides, okay? And then you're going to turn it upside down over your votive candle, okay? So I'm trying to turn my candle on. Hold on. There. So I would take my votive and I would put this upside down and see how it's going to light up the inside of the cup. Now the last thing you would do with this one is turn it upside down and put a little bit of your glue up here on the top. Okay. And then take your cotton balls and kind of stretch them out to make some clouds. Okay, because that lightning comes from what? Right, it comes from the clouds. So we do need a couple fluffy clouds up here. Okay, and then that will be all done, and you can put the candle underneath and you'll have a good light. Okay, now I'm going to get the last page in your kit here. Just a minute because I don't want to drip this everywhere. But on the last page, it shows you a website that you can go to. There we go. Let's reset this. Okay. So at the top, it shows you a website that we have for the library district. And this is something that you can get into for free. It's a great place to do research online. It's kind of like an online encyclopedia. So you can go to this website and enter your library card number, and you can look up the things that we did today. So we did rain, we did lightning, and we did snow. So those are the 3 words that you could put into this so that you could do a little bit more research to answer questions about what you learned. Remember that we always have lots and lots and lots of books that you could come check out so that you could do more research with those also. Okay? So I hope you have fun being a meteorologist. I hope that you learn a whole bunch about weather today and that you have a lot of fun doing the experiments. Okay? Have a good time. Thank you. Bye-bye.